What's up, everybody? I'm back with another episode of the Keep Going podcast. Today's guest is AJ Jones. He's a real estate investor, a business owner, a boxer about to make his professional debut, and just an all-around great and positive human being. In this episode, we discuss his story, which is full of so many challenges. From being a foster kid in the system, to emancipating himself at 15, to becoming a business owner right after college. This man's story is so motivating. After finding real estate, he went from barely getting by to having over $40,000 and $50,000 months. This story would make someone quit left and right, but AJ found a way to stay disciplined even when his life was full of chaos, and now he's getting the fruits of his labor. I appreciate the vulnerability, the positivity, and the all-around great conversation. I hope you all enjoy this episode. It was a pleasure for me to sit down with this man. As always, keep going. It's nice to see you, man. And I'm glad we got to catch up before. I feel like it's always nice when it's not just when you're just meeting someone, but just like not as long a relationship as you're used to. It seems like you can just weave through all the BS so fast. Yeah. Like we were able to have just all this great combo right before. So I appreciate your time.
Man, absolutely, bro. I appreciate you as well.
Man, so let's start. I want to know about like you, where you're from, and then kind of what led into boxing, because I just met you recently from real estate.
Yeah.
So I'd like to learn more about the origin side and then kind of go from there.
Cool, man. AJ, man, I'm from Oklahoma City. I was born and raised here. Childhood is probably the typical story. You probably hear about a lot of boxers, I guess I should say. I got took from my people, my biological family when I was about 6. Got adopted when I was around 10. So it was in and out of shelters and foster homes and things like that. I have 8 brothers and 1 sister. A lot of them are on my dad's side. But once I got adopted, 2 of my other brothers were also in the system. And, man, they ended up getting adopted by the same family. I won't say the family's name, but everything was great, when it first started. And then not so great. There's like some details and stuff in there. Nothing like abuse or anything like that, but like living conditions and things like that, that kind of were just swept under the rug for a very, very long time. Older brother got kicked out. I left, did the whole runaway thing and all of that.
What age was that?
So I got adopted when I was 10. This was around, I believe I was 12 when like all of this started happening.
And that was here in the city?
In the city, yeah.
Gosh. Why'd you get taken from your parents, if you don't mind?
Mom was a drug addict. Dad was an alcoholic. He was in and out of prison. Love them both to this day.
You still have a relationship now?
Yeah. I see my mom occasionally. I see my mama occasionally. My pops, he's actually sober now, 7 years. So it's amazing. I got a little brother. So my daughter's 9. I have a little brother who is 10. Yeah, my dad had me when he was 15. So yeah, it's a crazy little thing. But
so much depth.
Yeah, bro. I just kind of leave it in the past. But
that's good.
Yeah.
So you ran away at 12 from the foster place?
From the place I was adopted, ran away, got taken back. Just because I think it was like the easiest solution. Like, hey, we can't find him. He just got adopted 2 years ago. Like, just go back home. One of those type of deals. That's what I think. I was young, so I don't really know.
And you ran away due to the living conditions? It just wasn't good?
Man, I think after my older brother got kicked out, I think I just kind of was like, you know what? I don't really care too much about whatever else is going on.
Because that's all the stability you have with no parents, right? Is the siblings?
Yep. Yeah, pretty much, man. All of my family, into gangs and stuff like that. So once I ended up running away again at 13, and that was initially like the last time. I was emancipated when I was 15. You don't know what that is? I'm sure you do, but basically you don't have a guardian, pretty much.
And you did that on your own?
Well, you had the process, you had to have legal things happen. But yeah, I was like, hey, so been on my
15.
Own. Yeah, that's the legal age you can get emancipated. So been on my own really since then. Stayed with some coaches in high school. Ended up being good at sports and being super smart. So,
Were you
hey, bro,
on that 13 to 15?
Uh-huh.
Are you on the streets?
there was a
Friend's house,
I'll be
couches?
honest. Yep, couch surfing. Pretty much.
13.
Yeah, bro, it was crazy. I have a friend named Nico, man, one of my best friends to this day. Samoan guy, his family
Oh,
Samoan.
nice.
So, man, we were like first sport, first love was like football. So that's how I met him. He's Samoan.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
how they
for
do.
sure.
We ended up like being, like I said, pretty good athletes, being good at football and whatever sports, and that's how I met his family. So we became like brothers. His family took me in, so I kind of, couch surfed over there. Their culture, amazing, dude.
Yeah, so family.
Yeah, and all we did was like eat,
Yeah.
and they all knew how to play like the ukulele, and we would just sit in the living room and sing and stuff like that. So I
The
can sing a
family
little bit.
camaraderie. Yeah, please. Oh, you can sing? I thought you said that you could send me something.
No, I can sing a little bit. Yeah,
Okay.
but
Did you learn some of the songs?
yeah, and
so cool.
bought a uke and everything. Yeah, it was crazy.
You still play it?
No.
But you could. Hell yeah. That's cool. Okay, yeah. We're going to have to bring that back out.
Man, we're gonna have to. Bro. We're gonna have to.
So at 15, you get emancipated. Then you're still living with that family? Or what are you doing?
No. I'm just around, bro.
Just backpack?
Yeah,
School
just-
during the day?
School during the day, really no one but teachers really knew, and I think some of them didn't know. Like, cause I would go to school and it's like hey, I'm just at school, but I also didn't know any other part of life, so it wasn't like that. This was sad to me because it's like, hey, this is all I know. I'm thinking life is like
You've kind of been on your own since 6.
pretty much.
And then
if we're
even
being
before
realistic.
that you're not going to remember, but obviously it wasn't good.
Yeah,
So pretty much the whole time.
the whole time. Damn. And so it's just like, oh, this is just life. So I'm never like using it as an excuse to be bad or nothing. It's just like, okay, life, that's just what life is. Didn't realize it till later. There's like, oh, everybody got families. Like, this is kind of crazy. You know?
Especially when you're staying with coaches and things. I bet it was.
Yeah.
Did you feel okay being in those places? Because it was something that you knew, or was it uncomfortable being in someone's space?
Man, I think with Nico and his family, we've been knowing each other for so long, went to elementary school together. I think with them, it wasn't.
It was normal.
Yeah, it was normal. Like, we
Thank
were just
goodness.
like kids, just being kids. When I got a little bit older, I started living with Coach Mr. Font, great coach, Puerto Rican guy, hilarious. He it started to feel like a little uncomfortable just because it's like, all right, man, what am I gonna do? Like,
And you're aging.
Yeah.
At 17, you're like 25 now.
yeah, that's how I felt, and I'm just like, bro, I'm not. This not okay. But yeah,
So where'd you go to school at?
I went to Santa Fe South.
Okay.
Yeah,
You
on the
graduated
south
from there.
Graduated from there.
And then
yeah.
what was next? OSU, you said?
Yeah, I applied to one school because I'm gonna be honest, man. I was obviously don't do it now, but started, selling drugs, all of that stuff, the gang banging, all of that stuff, man. Just trying to be cool, whatever, thinking it was cool. And so I was like, man, we had a class called Senior Seminar, and we had to apply to at least one college in order to get out, pass the class. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna apply to OSU.
Just to get out of the city?
Yeah. I mean, I just like the school too. It's like, hey, I'm gonna apply to one. We only got to apply to one. Didn't plan on going to college at all. Like,
Were you boxing at that time or just?
No, just fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah, just fighting. That 2013 tornado. 2013 tornado and more actually hit me and my coach's house that I was staying with.
Dang.
Yeah, tore it to shreds, bro. So it was crazy.
Where were you?
I was at school. We were like in the gym shooting, and you're like, this'll never hit my house.
It's so normal here.
Yeah.
That you get so used to it.
Yeah, like it's not gonna hit our house. Coach is like, hey, the house is gone. I'm just like, whoa, like, this is crazy.
That was one of the. So in '99, when the May 3rd hit, the big one here, we were young, but that's when we moved to Moore. So after the tornado, my mom and we moved there around Christmas time.
Okay.
So the next one that was like really bad, even though every year in May it was terrible, was that May 2013. And that one was like pretty devastating because I think we were old enough to comprehend it too.
Yeah.
I was like, I went to my friend's neighborhood and his house was gone. And we're like helping him clean stuff out. And I was like, you don't think it could really do this?
Bro, yeah. And you see it like, I don't know about if they let y'all in, like before they were having people help, but like we had to have ID to show that we actually live there.
Yep.
And
they're like stopping cars.
driving through it and just seeing like the day before, the hospital's up, everything's like good, and then you go through it, and you're like, bro, there's nothing, like just trash and concrete and wood and buildings.
And there was like helicopters dropping supplies off. Yes, it looked crazy. It was because I was working at the Dick's Sporting Goods at the time.
Oh, okay.
And they would, which is crazy. They're like, you guys can come still come work and like do other stuff. Okay. So I did do that for like days, but it looked like a war zone. Yeah. It was messed up.
Yeah, it was wild, bro. It was like something you see in a movie. I was just like, dang, this is crazy.
And then you went to OSU right out of school?
Yep. Right out of school.
You weren't wasting any time.
No, man. Like I said, everything was normal. Like it felt like that's just what life was. My dad came to my graduation. I don't know how my high school graduation.
Wow.
And the story kind of gets a little bit dark here, but he asked me, to come stay with him. Hadn't stayed with him pretty much all my life. So I talked to my coach that I was living with at the time. He was like, man, I never got a chance to stay with my dad. He was like, I think you should try it, just to see. Well, my dad at this time still had an alcohol problem. So the summer from my senior year going into my freshman year of college, I spent with my biological father. And
as a grown man now.
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
Your first interaction as an adult, like
weird, strange. And mind you, he had me when he was 15, so it's not like he's old.
He's just,
you know what I'm saying?
He's like 32.
Yeah. And I'm like,
you have friends, some friends that age, especially with the lifestyle you were living.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dang, that's crazy.
I'm like 19, bro. He's like 34, and it's like, okay.
What? So what was the summer like?
Man, it was cool at first, but he had a drinking problem. It obviously that comes with like, he wasn't hitting anyone, but he'd come home, do the drunk activities, whatever, act a little wild. It'd be funny sometimes, and then sometimes it'd get out of hand. Well, we had a fight. We got into it.
Pretty soon in, like a month in? Or
it was like right before school was about to start.
Dang, you were about to leave.
Yeah.
So it was like it hit the last straw, kind of.
Yeah. I was working at a pest control place. I remember it. And it's crazy. I had their truck. They let you use their truck to take them home. And we got into it. We got into a fight, a physical, a fist fight. And he was a little tipsy. And I guess, I don't know, maybe the alcohol and his age was catching up to him, whatever it may be. It wasn't something, he was a fighter growing up too. So he wasn't used to like losing fights, and then especially probably losing it to your son who you just met. So we're in the kitchen, we're fighting or whatever. And then he like gets in the drawer and pulls out this big knife, bro. This big old knife. And this was like swear on my life. This was like a surreal moment to me, because it was like how I'm looking at you, but he's across the kitchen and he has a knife. And I'm like, at this point, after everything I've been through, I'm like, hey, you better kill me. And I'm telling him, like, you better kill me, because if you don't, it's it's gonna be the other way around. And like, I meant it, but I did, you know what I'm saying? But I didn't. But I know like it's a survival state at this point. He's drunk, so he's probably not thinking right. And I'm like, I'm gonna have to protect myself. And my little brothers are
in there
in the kitchen.
Oh my gosh.
And so
you have a whole different type of viewpoint. You're not even thinking you're like a shield at this point. So you're just thinking of them.
Yeah.
Like, so what? I let him attack me and then he attacks them or something?
Yeah, I don't know.
You don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it was just like, I know that he's looking at me. I know me and him were fighting. And then I know he pulls out a knife. A bit like from the kitchen drawer. So it's one of the big ones. And
how did he react after you said that?
He didn't. He didn't. He just kind of just was like, we just like looking at each other. My little brother's behind him. So my little brother grabs the knife. Crazy. Grabs the knife. And once he grabs the knife, I'm like, I'm not going to do this in front of my brothers, because everything in me wanted to continue, keep fighting. So I just stepped outside and I'm like, just come outside. Like, we're not going to mess up the house. We're not going to do all of that. Again, just to reiterate, we have a good relationship now. I do love my dad. But
thank you for the vulnerability, because this is great to hear.
Yeah.
This is good for folks.
At that time, he was like, man, you're not my son, da-da-da-da. He's just drunk, bro, just drunk. So I take the truck, man. I just take the company truck. I'm like, bro, I don't care. I just drive to Stillwater that night, bro. And
that was the end.
Yep. Got fired. Didn't care. It was like, I'm going to school. Told the people, come get the truck. I was like, bro, I'm not bringing the truck back. Y'all got to come get it. Like, where's it at? It's in Stillwater. Y'all got a GPS on it. Like, just come get it.
Dang.
Yeah. So that was like my last, like, not my last, because even going into college, it was back and forth at my dad's house. I still didn't know what I wanted to do, bro. Like, I didn't even want to be in school.
Yeah, college is so tough.
I was just there.
When you don't know what you're doing, people thought I had it figured out because I was going to school. I was like, that's why I'm here.
Literally.
Because I don't know what the fuck is going on. Like, I would be bouncing around too. Not like that, but like to my mom's or my grandparents. And I was just so confused.
Yeah.
It's like, what are we doing?
Yeah, man, it was.
What was college for you then? You said you like were picking up a lot of skills through speaking for the classes and all that. Like,
Yeah.
I feel that seems like a totally like adjacent thing to be a kid from the streets that had like foster care. You would think your voice was diminished.
Yeah.
But then you're getting all these, I don't know, these boosts from speaking in front of class and like building your skills. Talk about that.
Man, I think it started, I didn't realize, and mind you, I still don't even comprehend that, public speaking is a gift and it's a huge, it can have a huge impact on people, because there's times you can, flip the switch and like motivate people and like really get into what you're talking about. And then there's times where you're like, all right, I got to keep it cool. But I've always stood up for, like, me being popular in high school and all of that stuff, stood up for like the kids who weren't popular. And I would always like include them in things, or like not try to embarrass them, but like bring them to the forefront, like with me. It was never, and I say this in the most humble, way, it was never really about me. Like, even though all the attention in high school and stuff, a lot of the attention was on me as an athlete and things like that. It's like, hey, there's a kid sitting by himself. There's, like, I'm bringing them with me. And so speaking up for them, I think it translated, because I would always like defend them out loud and stuff too. And I'm like, man, people listen to me. But I never like, it was like subconscious, like, people listen to me. People like hear what I have to say, or if they're doing something wrong, even outside of like the public eye, like, hey bro, that's not cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, that ain't cool, bro. Yeah, like, that don't make you cool, Even though I'm doing the bad things behind the scenes, I'm just like, bro, you don't have to live this way. Because I know that I had to live that way, but they didn't. And I would tell them like, hey, you don't got to do that. And I'm like, they would listen. And I have messages from like when I was in high school. I have messages like 2 years ago where people were like, hey bro, you saved my life. Like, there's a kid, I won't say his name, but he used to sit at lunch by himself every day. I want to say maybe 2 years ago, he texted me. I was like, bro, I appreciate you. Or he messaged me on Facebook. It's like, hey man, I appreciate you for including me in the things that you did in high school and stuff like that. He was like, I didn't want to be here. And he was like, man, he was like, I don't want to say you saved my life, but honestly, man, you may have altered my decisions on what I was going to do to myself and things like that. And so going into college, I'm like, bro, I can, like, if people are going to listen, like, I started putting myself in uncomfortable situations. Like, so when we had to do group projects or speak, I'm like, who wants to, nobody wants to do it. Nobody wants to, and we're like 300 people in the class. Like, bro, I'll do it. Like, it's practice.
And then you end up not having to do like the
work.
Shit.
Yeah, like, I didn't actually have to do the work.
Yeah,
like,
you just, I present. That's my role.
Give me the PowerPoints. Let me go over them the night before. And I'm one of those, like,
with the clicker.
Yeah. Like, I have to cram, cram like study or whatever you want to call it.
Because you need it fresh at the front.
Yep.
Just so it can dump out.
I survived college. I had like a 3.8 and I just stopped going just because I didn't like it. Like, I would cram, bro. Like, night before, I'm like, okay, cool. Go over the PowerPoint and then we'll get in there. And I'm just like, all right, quick glance. Let's get it.
Yeah, you just need that quick reminder.
Quick glance. Let's get it.
That's so funny.
And bro, honestly, I'll say that probably carried me as far as like doing not having to do a lot of the work and being more of the presenter. I still learned a lot, but every project was just like, hey, I got you. I'll do the talking.
It's interesting too, because like those are the life skills part of it. Because anyone, I mean, you and I could learn how to do any type of work like that, like book work or whatever. If we wanted to pay attention to this, we could make it happen.
Yeah.
But those intangibles, like the confidence, the being uncomfortable, like we're saying them lightly because we experience it on a daily basis.
Absolutely.
But that uncomfortability, that may be something that no one ever experiences because they're always on this side.
Yeah.
So like even just those little things. That's why I like the boxing, the business, and the attention to detail that we were doing as far as talking before the pod. It kind of makes sense with what you're telling me. Like, you were learning more life skills at a faster rate is what it looks like.
Yeah, and I think that's super, super important. Super important. 2017, and as you talk about life skills, kind of leads me into that, which is great. I started a fitness business company, man. I have a little Cricut thing. I'm making shirts out of in my room.
Oh, that's the press?
Yeah, like I have the heat press and the little thing with the vinyl. I guess you gotta like peel it back then,
Yep.
you know. And I'm making shirts and sweats and stuff out of my room. And everybody thinks it's just like this fitness brand. And it is. That's the main thing, because fitness has always been like a part of my life. Excuse me. But I have it tattooed right here. It says different on purpose. And the fitness brand is named Different Breed. But I had a mentor when I was younger who used to tell me all the time, he's like, you know, be different on purpose. Like, pretty much instilling that it's okay to be who you are. You don't have to fit in to be cool. You don't have to, you know, fit into the, you know, conformity and do what everybody else is doing in society. Like, you can literally love and be who you are and do it on purpose and do it with passion and do it unapologetically. And so, like, that was the whole, like, meaning behind the brand. And so tying into what you said is just like, all right, I'm learning these life skills. I have a voice. I'm pretty fit. I'm pretty athletic. How can I do this to pass this message on to the rest of these people? So I come up with this brand, and it's like, okay, cool. And it's still not big now, but it's transitioned into a way where now I'm doing online coaching for people, and it's changed. I've helped people through fitness and nutrition, like, lose hundreds of pounds, and it's crazy. But also, like, I get messages from them like, hey man, you totally changed about like the way I think about not just fitness and nutrition, but how I love myself and how I'm so comfortable with myself and being who I am and not having to, you know, I don't have to go out to clubs to be cool. Like, I can do these things. I can be disciplined. And that was like the whole goal. Fitness wasn't really the direct goal. It was like getting people to truly love themselves. It's who they are with every experience that they've been through, and knowing that that's just part of their story. And so seeing some of those messages, you get like maybe 4 a year who like get it. And the other ones are like, okay, I got it through nutrition. But the people who really get the message of what I'm trying to do, or what I was trying to do at the time, it was just, bro, that's all I care about. Like, that was the things for me. So.
And 2017, how old are you?
2017, I was born in 94.
Okay.
How old that is, man, I don't know.
17 plus 6.
Yeah.
23.
Yeah.
So, go.
Yeah.
We're really smart people.
Yeah.
No, as far as the age, then that's like just getting out of school.
Man, because I dropped out.
You're dropped out.
Yep.
You start the business. But something that stood out to me was you said like truly love themselves, but through discipline.
Yeah.
So explain that about the person, but also about you, because if you're living this chaotic lifestyle, it's interesting, like what discipline and what things had you locked into fitness, you know, to get you to that message. So unpack that a little bit for me.
I know, like, which is crazy because, you know, a lot of people say you can give advice, but it's hard to take your own advice and do it. But I had to find it. I'm like, man, I can give this advice. And I couldn't be a person who just says something and not live it. So I'm like, I had to search within myself. I like to call it self-reflection and then self-correction. Super important. Something I tell myself a lot. I'm like, what else? I can't just tell them this. I have to find something in myself that I'm doing. And I'm like, discipline. And I'm like, okay, the gym or working out or whatever keeps me pretty much my gateway. That's typical for a lot of people, you know, it's like it keeps me sane. And I'm like, well, I'm being disciplined in that. And so it tied into the whole fitness thing. And I'm like, as long as I'm doing this, like, I love myself. It gives me a sense of confidence, not even in the sense of like, this person's looking at me. It's like, I love myself enough to take care of my body, even when everything else is chaotic around me. And so I think that's the ultimate form of like self-love, is taking care of the temple, you know, that God gave you while you're here. That's just my opinion on it. And it takes discipline. Like, you can't, nothing against anybody who does the Ozempic thing or any of that, like anything like that, but you cannot cheat like the discipline of taking care of your body, eating right, going to the gym, working out, like doing something every day and being consistent. And not basing it off of motivation, because the motivation fades away. Discipline just keeps you there. Whether you want to be there or not, like, you know that you have to continue doing it. And so I was just like, man, we just tie that all in together, and knowing that no matter what happens, what goes on in your life, how chaotic it can get, bro, love yourself. And the way that I love myself was through working out, but it also helped me mentally, like, just to go work out. Mm-hmm. So it was it was like patching two things at once, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
man, I'm interested in like, it's almost like warrior movie stuff because you have this chaotic life, and I'm just picturing you like doing sit-ups and running and stuff. Like, was it truly therapy through all those dark times? Because you went on a roller coaster, bro. And I don't have to tell you that, but I'm witnessing it. So you like start as a young kid and then get adopted, then you run away, then you emancipate, but then you get your dad at the end. So it's like so chaotic. Yeah. Was that something where it was like truly therapy before maybe you even thought to talk to people?
I think it was. And I think I didn't realize it until earlier or later in life. Even through all of that, you know, that roller coaster, which is a lot of times when I tell my story, it is like everywhere because it's like something like I remember something, then I remember something. So anytime I tell my life story, it's like everywhere. And that's just, it's crazy that it's like not ideal for telling a story. But it's like, that's literally like how my life is.
No, I'm on the opposite, bro. I think it's really congruent.
Really?
Yeah, it seems written. You know what I mean? Like that. Yeah. That's why I think you feel so much purpose and determination and discipline and all those things is because even though you had all this chaos, for some reason it made sense to you. Yeah. And you didn't waver. Yeah. So, I mean, if that doesn't speak to like God and destiny in itself, then you're just not looking the right way. Because that's right there. That's a prime example.
For sure.
So on the personal training, you're changing lives. You're getting in shape, but you're done with sports because you're out of college. So is that when you kind of got interested in boxing? Because you're just in tip-top shape. You want to do something.
Yes. And you were an athlete. You're like, what do I do now?
Especially because you're probably in the best shape of your life. Literally, like every day.
Yes. And I'm like, I'm 23. I'm like, bro, I have to... There's no way I can't waste this, you know. And I get bored super fast. So it's like I have to do something. And then being a competitor in sports, once you stop, it's hard to adjust to, I gotta go to work, come home, hit the gym. Like it's cool, but there ended up being a boxing gym out there in Stillwater, which I didn't know from 2014 to 2017, which I wish I would have known.
Yeah, you would have been in there all the time,
man. And Elite Combat Systems, I actually have them tattooed on my arm. I met my Sifu, Liddell Elliott there, and he was a pastor. Kept talking to me, but this is before I was like super religious, bro. And I'm not super religious, I don't mean to say that, but this is before I was like, I had a dark life, so I was like, kind of fell off from it, you know? Mm-hmm. But he was like, man, he would always say, when you're ready, you know, let me know. And I'm like, I don't know what he means, but great guy. He's done martial arts for like all his life, like 50 some odd years or something. Wow. He's crazy to this day. Like he can fight. Yeah, he's crazy, man.
I mean, how could you not with doing it for so long? Yeah. It's just muscle memory.
Crazy, man. The lineage is wild. It's insane, man. But he took me from being a person that just wanted to fight into being a student. Because a lot of people think I just box. And now, obviously, yes. But I started in mixed martial arts, Pradal Saray, Muay Thai, JKD.
Were you doing jiu-jitsu too or no?
Yeah, I did for a little bit. I'm not a big grappler, but just because I don't like to be held down.
Yeah, but you had to learn it.
Yeah.
I was just curious since you're doing MMA.
For sure. And I never competed in any MMA fights. I've sparred in it, but
the diversifying the training is insane.
Training it for all of them for years, you know. And so there's a tip for you, or there's something for you guys. I'm not just a boxer, so I don't street fight anymore. But a lot of people think they're just gonna box them in a street fight. It's like, bro, no. I avoid any fights, but like, no, like we're getting this over quick, and that's it. But yeah,
well, those different styles too are just they all have pros and cons. Like Muay Thai, if like done correctly, is so dangerous. When you're training it, it's fun because a lot of people in America train Muay Thai and it's beautiful and it is fun and cardio and hard and you get new muscles.
Absolutely.
But like the actual fights, the Muay Thai fights,
they're brutal.
Is so brutal.
Brutal.
And they're so tough.
Brutal, bro.
Like I've seen some, like I know you know who Rod Tang is.
Oh yeah.
Bro, some of I watched him get hit so hard and he's just standing there. I'm like, what a psycho.
No.
And when they're in the clinch, in the Muay Thai fights, and they're just bang, cutting, and I'm just like, But it is addicting to watch.
Yeah.
Like Haggerty, you know Haggerty, right?
Oh yeah, bro.
Even the old school. What's that one guy's name that did all the kicks? Kind of like a British guy, older, and he's older now, so he's kind of coming out. But he's popular on the Muay Thai.
Does he have like he's pretty old now.
Yeah, he's old, gray hair, but he's like, it starts with a B. Okay, it doesn't matter. But
is it the Jet? Billy the...
No. I'm going to feel so goofy because Liam Baccato or Liam. Doesn't matter. But anyways, on the Muay Thai, it's funny because not a ton of people consume it as far as watching it.
Yeah.
And it is crazy how different it is.
Absolutely.
But in preparation for talking to you about boxing, kind of like every once in a while just getting attracted to it. I've been watching some boxing matches and now I'm like, dang, even that's so different.
Yeah.
Like the brutality, yes, of course, but just the game of it.
Yeah.
But I know we'll get to that. My bad.
No, you're good. You're good.
On the boxing, though, when you walk in as a street fighter, because you're like, day one, you walk in, they're going to teach you like jab and like you still have to learn everything.
Absolutely.
What was it like for you? Because you're like, had to survive for so long.
Yeah. So getting into street fights. Like it is what it is, but I'll be honest, nothing compares to being a trained boxer or walking into a gym full of trained boxers. Like you can be a great street fighter and go in there and get touched.
There's no way.
Go in there and get touched up, bro.
There's no way. Like you could be an amazing street fighter.
Yeah.
They just do it all day. It's like someone that does like crafts all day, plays basketball all day.
All day.
Like, bro, you're not fucking with them.
Yeah, all day. And it's like, the crazy thing about that life, being a trained fighter, is when you think of, I guess I can compare it like this. You think of NBA players, their only job is to be a basketball player, right? Mm-hmm. Well, even as an amateur fighter, when I was an amateur fighter, even the fighters who haven't fought in any amateur fights at all, but they want to, they have to, I don't know the dedication of the NBA because I haven't been there, but the things that you see of them training all day, multiple times a day, not all day, but multiple times a day, a person who isn't even a pro fighter literally has to do that 2-3 times a day, 2-3 hours each, and it's like that amount of dedication that you have to put in as a fighter who no one knows who you are. You're not beating that. If you're just a person on the streets who can fight good and you fight every 2 months, even a street get into a little altercation for like 40 seconds, however long the fight is before people break it up, you're not touching somebody who's been training 2 and 3 hours, 2 and 3 times a day, every single day. It don't happen. But
did you get touched up the first day then, I'm guessing? Did they make you spar?
No, not the first day.
I didn't think so.
But my coach, my Sifu, he's been in there for a long time, he could see talent. He could see. And so he came and talked to me after and he was like, have you fought before? I was like, not in the gym. And he was like, man, we can tighten up some stuff and we probably get you some fights. And so we have this day, I forgot what we called it. I'm like 2 months into the gym.
So new.
Yeah. Shout out my guy Jared and my guy Dugan too, by the way. These guys are professional MMA fighters. Some of the most craftiest fighters I've ever seen. One, awesome. Dugan, he actually has a fight coming up. Shorter guy, shorter than me, and I'm a short guy, but stocky, from Philly. Fights at like 125.
Damn.
Hits like a truck.
Just lightning.
Yeah. He's an MMA fighter, purple belt in jiu-jitsu. He's a dog. And then Jared is also a purple belt. He fought at 45 and 47. Professional MMA fighter as well. He is about 5'10", super long reach, but so crafty. So crafty dope. With his hands.
You have to show me some stuff after.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But those are like the guys there. Like the guys, there's always the guys at the gym. Mm-hmm. So I'm 2 months in, man. I'm training hard. I'm feeling good. Everybody's welcoming me. And my coach at this point has taken me from wanting to be a fighter to now I'm a student of the arts and of the game. And before I get to the point of this part, Dugan, who he doesn't know, but I'll tell him now. At that point, I was looking up to him and Jared, and I still do. Like I'm always learning from them. But he was like, we were texting and he said something like, bro, you're a martial artist, like you understand it. And just to hear that as a student, like who's really trying to understand the game and not just, oh, this is how you throw a punch, but why do we throw it this way? And when is this useful? And what it means to be a martial artist and not a fighter. It's you know what I'm saying? It gets a little bit deeper, and everybody has their own community. But in the martial arts game, martial artists know what I mean. Like, they know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And he was like, bro, you're a martial artist. Like, so you definitely understand it. And I was just like, dang. Like, I sat and looked at that message like, dang, that's crazy. Like, I am. And it just made me like indulge in the art of fighting, not just boxing, not just any.
Because you were doing all that training.
Yeah.
That's a totally different lifestyle. And getting welcomed in, because when you first go to the gym, like I experienced it through jiu-jitsu and MMA stuff, it is like a 2-month period of kind of ruggedness. Because they're like, is he going to stay?
Yep.
Or are they going to stay? Are they cool?
Yeah.
Because you can be like gifted, but if you're an asshole, like,
Exactly.
is he good?
Yeah.
I'm just a cool person. And then like you kind of get a step past, and then it seems like you're learning on like fast forward at that point.
For sure.
But I know what you mean with like the messages, and for him to reach out to you like that, that's awesome.
It was crazy. And so like 2 months in, 2.5 months in, I walk in, I'm just expecting to train. Every dog has to have a day. I don't know. I don't remember what we called it, but it's pretty much like your rite of passage where, bro, every like guy, because you know there's the guy in the gym. So there's been years of having the guy in the gym at this gym. 1, 2, there's Charles. About 5, 6, and only 2 were under 170 at this time. Bro, I weighed like 140 pounds when I first started going there. So everybody else, there's like 4 people who are like 200 plus elite level strikers, been doing it 12 plus years. Then there's some guys who are about 175, 12 plus years. Then Jared and Dugan are the only 2 who are like literally under one. I think at the time Jared was 160, but Dugan was under 150 maybe. Gotta have a day. You gotta have a day. And this was the day I walk in, I'm just expecting to train. And I'm like, what's up, coach? He's like, what's up, man? He's like, man, put your stuff on. And I'm like, what you mean? Like, put your stuff on. And I see all these guys. Some of them I haven't seen before, but I've heard about.
Damn, they brought in the recruit.
Yeah. 2 rounds with each of them, so 12 rounds total. There's 6 of them.
In boxing?
In boxing,
okay.
Yeah, because they knew that that's what I wanted to do. These guys it was crazy. 2 rounds each. No rest for me. Every 2 rounds, they're sending in a fresh guy. Mm-hmm. And I'm talking about 200 plus, 12 years of experience, been competing, got fights. And, bro, the worst day of my life. Like, but I'm catching them with good shots.
And I'm sure they were being so technical, they probably could have even done worse, you know?
Yeah, for
where
sure.
They were just like, not letting you work, because they're definitely going to put the work in on you.
Yeah.
But even precision, they're just like showing you the level.
Yeah, they were definitely, and then there's like spurts, and fighters know this, there's spurts where it's like, okay, he's the newer guy, he's good, but I've been training for this long, and then I catch him. I have a punch that I hit everybody with. It's a pull counter. Mayweather does it a lot. One of my favorite counters to do, and I caught everybody with it, but that's when they turned it up. As soon as I landed, I could tell, and I was like, oh, it's a battle. It's a battle.
Because then it switches.
Yeah, because you catch them with a good shot. And so that day,
12 years to 2 months, like, man.
Yeah, now they gotta like, nah, there's levels to
gotta set the tone. Yeah. And that's too much. Okay, bro. I get it now.
And I'm just sitting there what is that, 12 rounds? We got 30-second rest. Each round's 3 minutes.
Even if you weren't boxing, you were just jogging around that ring for 12 rounds, you'd be tired.
Yeah, that's 36 minutes.
That's a long time.
Like, of actual fight time. Like, don't forget.
All punches.
Like punches, defense.
That's so much.
Man, it's back to back.
That's like 4 hours.
It feels like it, bro.
How were you even standing?
Oh, man, I tell you the truth, did not get dropped once. Didn't like pause or anything. Didn't have to wait. But I'm not gonna lie, it took everything in me. And
you're digging deep,
bro.
That was Summer with the dad.
Yeah.
That was Foster. That's all.
It was everything.
Yeah, because bro, whoa, what the fuck? 12 rounds is crazy.
Getting beat up, bro. Getting beat up. Like after round, like they put the big guys first too. Big, slower guys, but super strong. And then I got the speedy guys at the end who are fresh.
Where you're burning and you got to just keep going.
Yeah, and bro, I'm getting pieced up the whole time. And once I'm done, coach is like, welcome to the fight team. And I'm like, nah, this is crazy. But I couldn't breathe at the time. Like after it's over, I was just like, yeah, thanks, whatever.
And that's at like 24, 25?
Yeah.
24, I guess.
Yeah. And I'm like, cool, like I made it. And the whole rest of that week, it took me like a week and a half to be able to like jump rope and stuff again. Not that I was like brutally
Bro,
beat up.
I get it.
Bro, the body shots.
Yeah, you did 36 minutes with pros.
Yeah, bro. Getting tore up. And so just being, going into the fighting thing, that was an eye opener for me. And I was like, I know what this takes. And
how long did you train before your first fight?
man, I trained for a year and a half.
Good.
Before taking my first fight.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's that discipline, huh?
Yeah.
You weren't fucking around.
Yeah, bro.
Because most people are like, I want to fight now. And it's like,
say that. Yeah, and I came in saying that. But that was the fighter mindset, not the student mindset. So, yeah, man. I don't harp on a lot of the things that I've done and or been through, or, I realized through everything, like, people don't care about you as much as you think they do. And not in the sense of like your well-being, but like, yeah, they'll watch you, but bro, no one cares that I'm a boxer. Like, no, like realistically, I'm not Gervonta Tank Davis. I'm not Terrence Crawford. Like, you feel like that once you start competing. You're like, oh, everybody's watching me. Everybody's watching me. Bro, nobody cares. Just put the work in. Like, no, literally no one cares. Same thing with, us being in real estate. Like, yeah, we make good money, no one cares. Like, it doesn't matter. So it's like, I'm doing it because I love it. I have a family to take care of. Like, it's almost like to like take care of my family and to like it's just something I like to do, something I love to do. And just go do it. Like, I guess that's what I could say is like, people aren't watching you as much as you think they are. Like, I swear, like,
Yeah, and you said put the work in. That's the biggest part. Like, not waiting for the recognition, just staying locked in, doing the work.
Exactly. Even like, not even just recognition, in a positive way, but like getting like having haters and stuff like that. Like, yeah, that comes with it. So yeah, there's some people who don't want to see you succeed, but it's like you may think that someone is against you that whole time, and you're like, bro, they don't care. Like.
Because I know it's happened to you and it's happened to me when someone's like, oh, I thought this. And you're like, bro, what? I had it happen the other day. One of my friends was going to come on the pod and he was like, yeah, you never messaged me back. I was like, oh, go ahead if you need to check it. And I was like, he said, you never messaged me back. I was like, no, bro, it was you. He's like, oh, it was me? And I was like, yeah, it was you.
Yeah.
You just didn't respond. And he's like, oh, okay, I got you. And it's like, and I know that's something minimal. It's not haters, but that's where it goes.
Yeah.
Like he could have easily been like, oh, well, hey, bro, by the way, I'm still interested or something. But there's these little moments where if there's no discussion or whatever, no one cares that much.
Yeah.
And it's crazy for you because just like you said earlier with the NBA and boxing comparison, the amount of work you have to do in martial arts at various different disciplines in this state right now, there's people that are working harder than some professionals in whatever.
Yeah.
And they still work 40, 50 hours a week. And it's so much work.
It's tough.
That first fight though, bro, take me through it. What weight were you at?
I fought at 139 at that time. In the amateurs, it was a 139 weight limit there.
And you didn't have to cut then?
Not too much, because after, again, I took a year and a half.
So you're in shape. You're probably at 140, right?
Well, I was at about 152 at that time because I was in shape, but I was still lifting weights, and I still had like bad habits. Like I haven't drank or smoked anything in 4 years now, but I wasn't as locked in with my nutrition and stuff. So I was still in shape. Don't get me wrong, but
just a little heavier.
Yeah, just a little heavier. First fight. Crazy. There's a guy, and you talked about being an a-hole when you come to a gym. There's a guy, again, I won't say his name. He came to our gym and trained with us, but he was he was one of those guys. I don't want to spar. I'm going to do my own thing. I'm not going to do the classes. I'm not going to listen. Trained with us for about, I don't say 6-7 months, something like that. Ended up leaving the gym. And we had some hard sparring sessions and things like that. And there was a time I remember we sparred, and my coach, we're students of the game. We're not trying to hurt anybody. But he had disrespected my coach one day, and my coach looked at me and kind of like gave me this nod. Never does that. And so I ended up dropping him, and then he got back up, and I ended up stopping him, pretty much making him not want to spar anymore. And then maybe a year later, so this is 7 months in, a little bit less than a year, I'm taking my first fight. Me and Jared and Dugan always talk about, man, we're gonna fight in Kansas. That's where this guy moves to. All right. Follow me, bro. That's where this guy moves to.
That's wild.
And so, but he moves there way before I take my first fight. And so I'm like, all right, coach, I'm ready to fight. Like, let's do it, you know? And then he's like, we're looking for an opponent or trying to find somebody, you know, if we can get on the card. And the fighter back then, they would pretty much match you that day. Like nowadays, they'll have you like, you can fill out a form and like they'll match you on this website. Back then, we to show up and they'll match you that day.
Like pick someone for you.
Yeah, like they'll have these cards and they'll have their weight, how many fights they got, and pretty much that's it. And you go into this room and they're like, "Oh, these two good. Y'all are fighting each other."
That's crazy.
Well, the guy that we were aiming to get couldn't make it, I guess. So the day before a week before the fight, we knew we were fighting, we just didn't know who. I get a message from the guy putting on the event. He was like, he's like, good news, I just got this guy that, you know, put his name in the list. He's around your weight class. He has 2 fights. He had already fought twice. I hadn't fought any. He was like, he said his name, and I was like, I told Jordan Dugan, I was like, bro, we talked about this for years. It was that guy that trained at our gym who was a a-hole. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, bro, this is everything we prayed for at this point. It was like super crazy. We ended up fighting. I ended up beating him. And
what was that like with, like, I know it's just your first fight and you've done so much more since then, but that first one, you had to prepare. Your first time being under the lights like that. Yeah. What was that like? And having to fight him, like
overtrained. I overtrained, bro. It was, you get so excited. You just want to, all right, I got to run. I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to overtrained.
So you were a little like depleted?
I felt it. I didn't show it as much as I thought I did after rewatching the fight. But I did. I felt it.
You felt it.
Going into it. Mm-hmm. But you can't, I mean, you're there.
Yeah.
Making an excuses literally does nothing for you. Mm-hmm. So we fight, and bro, walking into the ring, I've been in a ton of street fights. Walking into the ring, you like, everything goes black on the outside, but you hear it.
Yeah, and you just see the ring?
Yeah, I just see the ring. I don't even see the opposite corners. I look across, and there's just his corner, his coach, and him. I don't see any of this stuff, bro. Bell rings, nothing. I don't hear anything.
Oh, damn.
Bro. I don't, and I'm like, bro, in my head, I'm like, bro, I've been in so many fights. Like, what the heck is happening?
You just hear you breathing, just.
Yeah, bro. And there's punches, and you're like, at this point, nothing is like super skillful. It's like, I'm reacting. I'm just reacting to stuff. Yeah. React, throw something. React, throw something.
Did you have to get some coaching in the corner? Like, hey, snap out of it. Like, lock back into your
basics? Yeah, my coach was pretty good about it, though. He was just like, what did he say? He didn't really talk too much. He was like, all right, you got the first one out. He's like, I know you're tired. The adrenaline dump after your first round of boxing, at least mine. Bro, I sat down. It all like, now everything opened up, you know.
Now you see everybody. You're like, he has a green shirt and cup. You're just like, oh, run.
I'm exhausted, bro. And I'm in great shape. I'm exhausted. Mm-hmm. And I looked at coach. He was like, oh, yeah, you're tired. I was like, bro, I think that adrenaline is gone. And he was like, okay, well, you got 2 more rounds. And then it hits me. I'm like, oh yeah, I got to go back out there and fight again. Like, so now you like got to suck it up. And yeah, and it shows a little bit that you're a little bit tired, but everything was a blur. The fight went by, I felt like 10 seconds, but obviously it was longer than that. Super
and you
fast.
Got the win.
At the time, my girlfriend was there, the girl that I was with at the time. It was great.
Good night.
Yeah, it was great, bro. Went and had a big pizza after, so it was super good, bro.
And then you started fighting more after that?
Oh yeah, I couldn't get enough of it, bro. I was just like, oh yeah, let's do this.
And it was always at 140? Mm-hmm. Or 139?
Yeah, 139. I think they changed it midway to 139 to 141. So they moved it up 2 pounds. And so I was like, oh cool, 141. Solid.
That's what you fight now is 141?
I'll be fighting at 135. My pro debut was actually supposed to be tomorrow. My opponent backed out.
Really?
Shout out to him. Yeah.
Your pro debut was tomorrow?
It was supposed to be.
Wow.
Yeah, he I guess he didn't submit blood work or paperwork or something. Is what it is. But yeah, should be fighting in June.
June, and that'll be your pro debut.
Yeah.
So what's this amateur career been like? After that first fight, you just start fighting all the time?
Yeah, I was just fighting, you know, and I've only fought in Oklahoma once. I loved fighting in Houston. I feel like the competition was great there. You know, no, I think Oklahoma City. I think we got some great fighters. Whether you know, they all like each other or not. I'm cool with all of them. Damo, which you had on here, shout out to him. We got some workouts in together. I think he's a great fighter. Carlos Lewis is a great fighter. Sango, man, there's a ton of great fighters we have in Oklahoma City, and I think if we could join together, start training together. I don't know who don't like who. Obviously, that's going to happen in the fight game, but bro, we got some dogs.
And Houston, you felt like there was competition but collaboration?
Yeah, and I felt like, as far as I know, I feel like it was maybe better competition. And I think a lot of fighters can say that, a lot of fighters can vouch, like, if you want to get some good comp, go to Houston and compete out there.
So that's where you did your amateur fights mainly?
I did a lot. Yeah, I did like 5 or 6 out there in Houston, right. 2 in Wichita, 1 in Missouri, and then there was another one somewhere else. And I started stopping a decent amount of people, or like pretty much beating, like coasting through it. Mm-hmm. And not to say I'm humbly saying that, it's just what happened.
Yeah, you're finding your groove.
Yeah. And
how many amateur fights have you done?
I think I've only had 9, I believe. Yeah, 9 if I can remember correctly. Yeah.
It's still though. It's quite a bit.
Yeah, it's a decent amount. There's people who fight from there. I mean, starting at 23, there's people who fight hundreds and hundreds.
Yeah, bro. We talked about Muay Thai. There'll be 18 with 400 fights.
Yeah, it's insane, bro.
But on the amateur then, so off those 9, you felt good enough, like, okay, the pro step needs to come.
My coach did. My coach did. Once I started like hurting a lot of kids, I say kids, some of them were adults. Once I started hurting a lot of them in the sense of like getting 8 counts a lot, or, stopping them, I guess you can call it TKOs. I think they call it RNCs in amateur, something like that. Coach was like, it's probably time. Just like, do you want to do this? Right. But my financials weren't together. Like, my finances were horrible. I was doing odd jobs. So let's transition to the next part. That's perfect. Doing odd jobs, I was always a hustler, trying to like get away from what I was doing, selling drugs, that type of stuff. Trying to figure out a way. I've had like 3 legal jobs in my life. So it's like, yeah. 2022, fast forward, 2022, I called my coach, my seafood. And touching back on when he said, when you're ready, let me know, That's why I was like, yeah, it makes sense later. I called him. I've been through hell. Like, I felt like was worse than my childhood through these my younger 20s or my early 20s. I feel like that was like hell, that part. And I called my coach and I'm like, man, I'm ready. I knew what he was talking about. And it was like giving my life to Christ, And I'm still a sinner, I'm working on it. I cuss, but my heart is in the right place. But I call him, have it on my Instagram. I want to say May 22nd or May 13th. I can't remember the exact date. But 2022, I'm like, my house had just got raided. I had pretty much got a second chance because my daughter was there. Yeah. Didn't go to jail, nothing. Like, didn't go to anything. Wow. So I'm like, man, this is the chance I have to this has to stop. And I got baptized, and that's what he was talking about. When you're ready, like, let me know. So we did it. I moved back from Stillwater out here to OKC in 2022. Started working at that gym. They had a lot of stuff going on. Can't give them a shout out, but started working there. And I will say they helped though. That's when I got into like leading those classes and doing more of the speaking. Now bringing out
another side,
the energy, the positive side, and being able to use my story as a testimony. Because I will say, after the classes, we would pray with them and then like give a message, and like whatever it was that day, and my story just happened to be like a testimony to, what's going on and how you can, make a difference,
where you could just pull a piece from it.
And the first time I told my story in public was there, and cried, bro.
You did or they?
I did, bro. Oh, I was struggling. I was like,
and probably been the first time you put it into words like that.
Yeah, or even like thought about the whole, because as you're telling it, or as I'm telling it,
the details come back and you're
bro,
like, fuck.
I'm like, whoa, yeah.
Bro, traumatic stories are tough, especially when people start remembering stuff they haven't like thought about. They're like, I was so innocent, or Why was that shit so messed up? Like, it's crazy, especially because you don't know what you suppress.
Yeah. Had me shook, bro. Had me shook.
Those ladies were loving on you.
Oh, yeah.
They were like,
absolutely.
oh.
Love those ladies. And the men, too. Like,
I just know how those older women are. They were like, oh, come here.
Yeah.
That's beautiful, though. To be able to pull pieces from your testimony, you're not only helping them, but you're helping yourself. You're having like live therapy.
Yeah.
In different forms.
Absolutely.
And you're getting a role, like you're building recognition. These all seem like little things because you're talking about public speaking, your role at certain jobs, your discipline, all these, being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But all those things are what like push you forward. I think when you're young, you don't have anything figured out, and then like so you do nothing.
Yeah.
But if you just take these baby steps, then you start building like a man.
Yeah.
And it's a weird journey, especially for us being you're 30.
Yeah, 31.
So we're in our young 30s. We're just like beginning.
Yeah.
And you're like, what? I thought it was over.
100%.
So I just resonate with you a lot on what you're talking about, because those little parts where you didn't know what you were doing, but you knew taking that one step was going to work.
Yeah.
And then like with the getting baptized, you're like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I feel ready. Boom.
Yeah.
Stuff starts opening up.
Yeah.
So after the classes and you tell your story, is that when you transition into something else, or you start building on that?
Well, I wasn't perfect at the gym. I made some mistakes, and then there were some things that, I was accused of that wasn't true. But I'll never be perfect. And there was some things that I did do that I shouldn't have done. And I don't honestly don't even want to call them mistakes. I made some bad choices. I did. And I can own up to those, take full responsibility for those. Hey, it is what it is, Ended up stop working there. Man, at this point, I'm working for like Amazon Flex. My daughter asked me one day and was like, Dad, what you gonna do when you stop boxing? And I'm like, that's a good question. I have no idea.
How old was she at the time?
This was maybe 2-3 years ago. She just turned 9 on the 27th, so she's like 6.
What a question, right?
What a crazy question.
No distractions of the bullshit. She's like,
what are you gonna do?
Shoot it straight.
Yeah. And so I go down this rabbit hole of like side hustles that can turn into something. Run into real estate, wholesaling. And I'm like, could I do this? I BS it for a year. I'm acting like I'm doing it, trying to learn all the information. Absolutely not. Not doing a great job at all. Getting no deals, nothing. Ended up doing one when I like locked in for like 6-7 months or something like that. I was like locked in, did a deal, made like $12K on it, whatever. Then I see, we know Tez. Yeah. Shout out Tez. He posts a video, and then I didn't know too much about him, but he's like, I ask everybody about him, because I went to some real estate meetup, Cam Burke. I was like, man, get with Tez. Cam Burke was like the first person who gave me his number in real estate.
Another collaborative guy.
Love him.
And he was just on the pod a couple episodes.
Really?
Ago.
Oh yeah, he was.
He's
Well of knowledge, yeah. And he's like, get with Tez. So Tez posts his thing like, hey, I'm looking for some guys to work, in our company. Send me a selfie video of why you think this is a good fit. I had never done that like this. Didn't want to work for anybody, nothing like that. I'm like, bro, send him the video. Turns me down first because somebody else comes in. That guy ends up leaving, I think, within a week. I get the call back, And when I go into the second interview, being the guy that I am, I just have to ask straight up. I'm like, hey, bro, I know what happened actually, but why didn't you pick me the first time? And not in the sense of like challenging him, but
you're
more
trying
so
to find out.
Yeah, like more so what didn't work so I can adjust or fix that. Self-reflection, self-correction type
Yes,
thing.
sir.
He let me know, and he was like, honestly, man, I thought you would be one of those people that wouldn't be coachable. And that's not saying anything bad. He was just letting me know, like I asked. So I'm like, okay, cool. But he was like, I respect that you came in and immediately addressed what happened or what you felt happened or what it was. And so we had the second interview and all of that, I ended up getting on the team, locked up a deal, my first week. I think 2 deals my first week. And I'm like, oh, I'm kind of good at this, And then just, worked with him for about 6-7 months. And this is where the grind started because it's hard to not make anything. You know what I'm saying? I would get up 3:30 in the morning, Amazon Flex. Go to the office, make the calls. Excuse me.
Take a break. While you're doing that, just for context, I know exactly what you mean. And I know you know that, but it feels so crazy to hear it again. Cause like I 100% get it. I feel like you have to almost be okay with a year of maybe not making any money.
Nothing.
And then something will change. But it's like taking those baby steps. And I mean, you were getting in with the right crowd though, with Cam and Tez. And I grew up with Tez. He's who got me into real estate over 10 years ago, or around 10 years ago. We've known each other forever. So it's like, it's good that you were taking the steps with the people you should be. Cause Cam, those type of folks, that's good company. And then you're getting good training and things. That's why you're locking up a deal in a week.
Yeah. So getting that knowledge.
But that 6-7 months no pay, I bet you were like, what the hell am I even doing? How'd you stay on it?
Bro, I knew this, the going through life, bro, is like, all right, it has to be bigger than me. It's always been me, solo. And I said this in my video to him, like, bro, I've always done stuff by myself. I want to try something with a team. Like, I want to try something that's bigger than me, you know? And, yeah, bro, 3:30 in the morning, Amazon Flex, go to the office. And I was using Amazon Flex to write down addresses because you would have to deliver to different neighborhoods.
Driving for dollars.
Literally driving for dollars. I would write down addresses. And I would cold call, you know.
Skip trace, some call.
Skip trace, cold call. And as soon as I get off, I go to the gym, work out, train, boxing. And then at night, I do another shift, do another Amazon Flex shift. And that's how I was paying my bills, man. I'm be honest. That's exactly how I was paying my bills. But I was not just doing it to pay my bills. I was using it to gain more experience.
The amount of discipline to have, like, just something for cash, and then something that's for career, and then something that's like sports career, like, and be a father.
Yeah.
There's like these 4 things, like, just no wasted time.
Yeah, bro. I truly believe in like having something that challenges you mentally, and then something that challenges you physically, and then spiritually, and then something like financially, and I say challenge where you have to work on those. And I think those keys or those points are important in everyone's life. And if you don't have something where you can progress in those, I don't see the point really, you know. 6-7 months, nothing, man. Ended up getting into high ticket sales on his side.
What's that?
Like pretty much like courses and stuff.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
Got you.
And was good at sales. Learned a lot from him as well through that.
What was it like talking to people and building rapport and like closing deals? Were you just naturally good at it because you're experienced, so you knew how to be calm, or what was it like?
I think I was good at the gist of it, but obviously having to learn sales because it's deeper than people think. You know that. Like I guess on the surface level, it's literally providing a solution for a profit. Like if you have a problem, here's a solution. Are we doing it? That's ABC, like straight to it. But you have to dive into why this, why that.
Were you good at asking those discovery questions? Did it feel natural or did it feel weird?
No, it felt natural. I just had to know when to navigate and the tone and when to pivot from here. Like if, all right, that's too touchy. Pivot here. Okay, well, this actually means that, but I can't say that directly. So let me touch here so they can say what I'm trying to get to, you know?
Yep.
So learning how to pivot and maneuver.
Yeah.
Tez helped me with.
That's a big deal.
A lot. And, yeah, so got into that and then ended up, you know, going my own way. Started A1 Property Investments back in November of 2025.
Nice.
Man, not a flex or anything. Did $32K that month.
Your first month? My
first month, yep. And then $10K the next month. I don't remember the months in between. I know 1 month I didn't do anything, but I mean, I made a decent amount those first 2-3 months. March did like just this past month did 42, and we have like 3 set to close. So it's like
building the pipeline.
Yeah, and so all of those months was like worth it. All of those months of making nothing was worth it because I'm like experience. Relationships,
Yep.
networking.
And that's how I met you.
Yeah.
Networking. Through the event. Well, luckily we got to play ball first.
Yeah.
That's a great way to build a relationship.
Absolutely.
But then it was cool. And then I saw you, I think a week later at an event. But yeah, no better way to meet you though. Because I saw you on social media So we kind of saw each other.
Yeah.
But that's just because we were following similar people. But then playing ball, like you said with the gym or meeting clients, it's like there's this little barrier for everybody. And sometimes you just click. So then it made it easy. But relationship wise, that's all you can do through the real estate side, because like you said, it is bigger than you. Even though you're doing your thing with A1 property investments, those connections are what, keep the ship going.
For sure.
So to like put in the time of not getting paid anything and pushing through to now being a business owner in another way, even though you've had businesses before, but 3 legal jobs, but now you're basically working, or not basically, but are working for yourself with something you started while pursuing boxing, while pursuing your spirituality. It's like, what a growth from 13 or 15 when you're emancipated. Like, that's only 16 years ago.
Yeah.
And like, look at that.
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, man. And I have to give, glory to God first and foremost, man. That's, I don't think, I know if I didn't like decide to really take that route, I don't know if my faith in anything, even outside of, just my beliefs, would have been strong enough to continue to pursue any of it. But also networking and meeting, the people who want to give game, meeting you, meeting Tez, meeting Kim, all of these people I've networked with who aren't really trying to gatekeep, and they're really like believing in me, whether I work with them anymore or not. It gives me that extra push, because I'm not the strongest person in the world. Every man likes to think that they are, but emotionally we're not. Like, let's be real. I feel like as a fighter, man, we kind of wear our emotions on our sleeves and on our shoulders. And to be able to be open and vulnerable about that, to say that I'm not the strongest. Sometimes I do have my down times, but having people that believe in it and believe in me has helped a lot. So yeah, it's a tremendous change, and I can't take all the credit myself, man. There's been people who poured into me, and then of course the man up above. So yeah.
But it probably I'm sure you were always, no, you may not have. Were you always a calm person, or you've built this tranquility through the journey? I
think I've always been calm. I've always, said that, and I've always been told that. But I think also, like I said, like if there's a sporting event, or I'm like a dog, man. Like I get the zoomies sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like there's times where it's just like, if I don't want to say it like this, if we've dated, if there's a woman that I've dated, she knows, like, he's super calm, he's super chill. But then he has these moments where it's like, I'm goofy. And it's like, I can let that inner kid out, or whatever it is. I think every man has that, but we bottle so much up as men, women too. But as men, we bottle so much up, and there's moments where I'm like, all right, I feel safe enough to do this. And I can let these little zoomies out. And then it's like,
that's cool.
All right, let's get back to business,
My wife, she'll talk shit when she sees me having the moment. And it's not always zoomies. Sometimes it's just like pure happiness.
Bro.
And she's like, you're so happy right now. Like, look at your goofy ass. It's so funny because she can like see it.
Yeah.
Cause like you'll lock in. Like you get this little bit of free time after all this stuff you've completed. And now you can just like do something. Yeah. You might be sketching, or you might be reading, or you might be playing the game, or you may be just talking.
Yeah.
Or any of those little escapes.
Yep.
But then sometimes I think like, that has to be like the real part of living, though, is not the escapes. We see them as escapes because we have all these responsibilities. But if that was your only thing, was like taking care of the temple and doing that, it would seem so much more like flowing. But there's just these requirements. And I think that's why it makes it so sweet. But it is interesting to think of, because like we do all this stuff for these moments, which is crazy. And as I've aged, like, they're even more important. And I'll get a moment of, peace, like you're talking about. Yeah. And I'm like, dang, look at all these other moments you had to do, like, for this. For that. But it makes sense. Yeah. It's a weird thing.
And it means the world. Like, it means the world. Like, yeah, bro. It is crazy. It's crazy. It just means the world. Somebody say, hey, I'm proud of you. I don't need recognition, but, like, when's the last time you've heard that?
Right.
No, seriously.
Oh, seriously? Yeah. As far as business-wise, I would have to think. But I was just hooping, and I crossed somebody, and they had a video, and it was nice to get the recognition from other people I grew up with, because they were like, love, or still got it, or something. And it's like what we were talking about with sales. Like, we've been through it, so we get it. Those were people that I spent years with. Yeah. So that was like the proud moment. That was cool, just on the sports side.
Yeah.
But business wise, I'm blessed to be around people that pour into me as well. So like the guy that owns Local Guy Buys Houses, Kevin. Kevin and Tez were business partners, and then they went and did their own companies. But I've been with Kevin since forever, with him and Tez and after.
Okay.
But he's someone that I can really bounce a lot off of. So he's, I think, 42 or something. So he's just old enough, but still close in age. And we have such a good business relationship, but also personal, but also not personal so close that like you've blurred it.
Yeah.
So it's like the amount of recognition and being able to really scale through conversation of like building skills and like having someone to vent to that knows what we're going through. I would say I'm pretty lucky in that aspect. And it's funny, he'll never hear that. He doesn't listen to nothing. But that's something that I get a lot. And then my wife is pretty instrumental in letting me know. It may be in various ways, but like she may know I have a super long day of completing all these things. And then when I get home, she's got like one of my favorite things that I like to eat ready. And then after that, we go do something fun and it's an escape.
That's great.
But she may not say like, oh, I know you had a hard day, blah, 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 blah. It's more action. And then, but don't talk about it, you know, like just be present. So that's an interesting challenge, or not challenge, experience.
Yeah.
And then luckily I have friends I grew up with. I have a handful of friends I've known for 20 years. So I get a lot of love.
Okay.
So I long-winded answer to tell you that I'm blessed enough that I get a lot of love, but I think that comes from me giving a lot as well.
Absolutely.
I try to be very transparent and sincere and just genuine, but not try to like what's funny is I say all that, but then some people may tell you they think I'm an asshole because I only give people what I truly want to give.
Yeah.
So if it's nothing, it's nothing.
It's nothing.
But if it's like positivity or good conversation or actually seeing how you're doing, like that type of stuff means a lot. Because I know when I didn't have anybody on the business side, I would just call Tez and be like, all right, man, this was so hard. What should I do now? And he's like, try this. And then I'd call him and be like, hey, bro, I got this done. Like I remember when I was starting new home sales, we started a new home sales. And he's like, hey, when you get that first 10K, let me know because it takes a while. It takes a while to get your first chunk of 10K.
Yeah.
And it took me working at that job for like 8-9 months of like making nothing. And then, I got it. And I remember waking up on a Wednesday morning because that's when we got paid. And I checked my account. I literally rolled out of bed, grabbed my phone, checked my account and saw it was like $10,032. Like, cause the check was 10K and I was broke as fuck. And I saw the number and I was like wiping sleep out of my eye and I text Tez and I'm like, I sent him a screenshot. And it's like, I've always had people along the way, family, friends, business relationships. But I think that genuineness has helped build these things because like I was talking about Cam or Tez or any of them, but now you, through what we've already talked about, it's like that developing a true relationship. It does help you stay disciplined, keeps you on track. It provides opportunity, gives someone to hold you accountable, but also someone to just listen.
Absolutely.
So it's a blessing.
Absolutely.
That's all I can say.
Real quick, man. Question: how did you feel when you got that 10K, that first 10K? What?
Well, I told you I woke up out of bed and did it, so you can tell how I was feeling. But so at Home Creations, if you didn't sell anything, you made like a minimum. So if you didn't sell anything, you got like $426 every 2 weeks. Okay. I mean, like I know to the dollar, but it was probably not even that.
Yeah.
So it was like $840 for months. And my rent was $800, but my wife at the time had a really good job and she was making the money. And so it's so funny because for that 8 or 9 months, like I don't even know what I was contributing, but I was just grinding. But we made it work. And then I would have like some months where I got some money. So like I may have one closing, but when you're in new home construction, it's usually 1% or 1.5%.
Okay.
You're not a realtor, but you kind of get paid a commission.
Yeah.
So on like a $300,000 house, $3,000.
Yeah.
But a lot of them are like 180. So you might get like 1,400, 1,600. So I'd get that here and there and be able to contribute. But it was a lot of times where there'd be 2 or 3 months in a row of $840, like just the bare minimum. And then I remember just planting the seeds. Something I try to say when stuff's not working, because even now my pipeline will go up and down.
Same.
And I'm just like, okay, don't get out of character. Don't speed up. you must have just not hit some points that you should have hit, like touches.
Yeah.
But just keep planting seeds. So even then, early on, I would just plant seeds. So I think it was 6 months. They put me in a neighborhood that only had like 20 houses left in a big neighborhood because it's not selling anymore.
Gotcha.
And they're like, we can just throw you in there. Because they wanted to give me responsibility, but they didn't want to put me in a high producing neighborhood because I had just come from Roush Coleman, where Kevin, the person that owns Local Guys, had to fire me like 3 months in because I missed a meeting, and him and Tez were looking at each other like, because we were like getting it.
Yeah.
We were figuring it out.
Yeah.
Like Tez had brought me in. I was getting deals. Kevin was a management position. We were all cool. So it was like fucked.
Yeah.
Took all this risk, 3 months in, get fired, then go to Home Creations, but had to have that moment like you were saying where they're like, why should we hire you? And I'm like, well, I know you're going to probably bring up how I just got fired a month ago. So here's what happened. Here's what I'm trying to do. So I was like on a probationary period too.
Okay.
So they put me in a neighborhood that need revamp. But luckily I'd been working with Tez and Kevin and them, and I knew like marketing styles, like not even anything intricate, just trying to be involved. So I'd go to like the Chamber of, making no money. I'd go to the Chamber of Commerce and present. That was one of my first public speaking besides when I spoke at my, one of my best friend's funeral when I was 21.
Okay.
That, I think it was like 3 months into Home Creations. That was probably my first like public, like I had a suit on, went into Piedmont. A picture pops up on my Facebook. And I don't even remember what I talked about, but I would go to the schools and drop clothes off and just business cards. I don't think I got one sale from any of that, but I would just drop off clothes.
Yeah.
I'd go to local restaurants. I would network with agents. And like, that was something that a lot of people in Home Creations didn't do because they were so set in stone with their neighborhoods. So like, I was like going to lunches and coffees and stuff and just trying. And then 9 months in, I had put enough work into where like 3 closed. Okay. And then I saw that 10K and I felt like more validated, even though I had been doing it now. From the time I started to work at Roush to where I was at was like 12, maybe like 14 months.
Okay.
And to make nothing for 14 months after you tried to convince your family like that they should trust you.
It's a work. Yeah.
They're like, real estate, like, don't you want to do something else and all this? Just trusting it. It was crazy. Cause now it's even crazier because that was 2018.
Okay.
So it's been all that since then.
Yeah.
And I just can't believe that in 2018, when I thought I was trying my hardest, like nothing was working, all those things, like to think, 6, 7, 8 years later, like what it could be. So it's interesting. I just always try to do the process. And sometimes it may be to a detriment, maybe sometimes I have big months and sometimes I have slow months because I'm just continuing to do the same stuff. But I just try to do what I know I should be doing. Yeah. Now, like you said, I don't try to get too sped up, but I think that first 10K made it seem like it worked. And then after that is when I was starting to get more and more unhireable. And not just from the 10K.
That's
like,
interesting.
It wasn't the money. Now that in the moment, it wasn't either.
Yeah.
It wasn't unhireable in the moment. I was like, oh, I'm just going to hustle. I'm in the meetings. I'm one of their good guys. I'm killing it. I just, when I look back and talking about you made me think of it, I was like developing skills where I was just trying to do something else. Yeah. So it was like, oh, I made some money, but it was off of skills. Like, what else could I do? And that's when Tez and Kevin swung by out of nowhere. I was like, about a year and a half in, maybe less, at Home Creations, hitting 6 figures, having good months, like doing good. Yeah. And then right when I felt like I was doing good and like developing those skills, that's when they showed up and they're like, hey, we're all quitting our jobs and we're doing wholesaling. Let's go. So it's like, I don't know. I think that first 10K and then that time of like developing the skills gave me the confidence to be like, I guess if it doesn't work out, I'll figure something out. Yeah. But now looking back 8, 10 years down the line, I'm like, damn, it was really just consistency, but just like belief. Cause it could just end at any time. Sometimes now even, which is not the best like mindset. But even now I'll be like, what if it just stopped? Yeah. I'm like, you're 10 years in, you've never done anything for 10 years besides play basketball. Like I'll be 10 years at like August or something. Yeah. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, bro.
To put into words, it's pretty wild.
That's wild.
It's the longest thing I've ever done in my life.
Do you feel like, and I know, my bad, I know, but do you
You're
feel
bad,
like,
nothing. Go ahead.
do you feel like once you got it, like the 10K, and us knowing now, like, yeah, we can blow up the 10K pretty quickly. He's like, all right, I made it. I made the 10K. I'm solidified. Not as far as like I know everything, but it's like
It works.
I'm official. Like, yeah, proof of concept. That's what they say, right? Yeah, proof of concept mean like now I know. Like I know that it works. Where like what's next step? Because I've been in this state like or this mindset where not like what can I do better? Well, that too, but like what's the next step? And I've asked some guys like Michael Grundy who have different, exit strategies than what I take. Mind you, they may do the same thing too, but what do I do next? Like I've done over 140K in assignment fees now. And it's like, okay, I know it's time there has to be another route. Not that I love wholesaling. I love providing these solutions. I love helping these people out. But like, where's the wealth? Like, where do I build, that wealth coming into where I guess passive, you want to say, the rentals and things like that. Did you feel like what's the next step after that? Or you're just like, okay, I made the 10, I'm going to keep doing this?
Well, yeah. Well, the first 10 was at a W-2 job.
Okay, so, you did say that.
Yeah, so I definitely I didn't think of wealth at that point.
Okay.
I was just like, how can I keep this job without getting fired, without getting in trouble and make money? Yeah, it was like as I gained the skill set and like met Tez and Kevin swinging back by, I was just ready to take the jump. But when I'm looking back, I did notice that I was getting more and more free of like just trying to network for some reason.
Yeah.
Like there was something I was looking for, but I didn't know.
You didn't know. Okay.
Yeah. So like I would network with people in various professions, but I didn't know what I was looking for. And maybe I was looking for like, well, what's that wealth concept? But even when I got into wholesaling and being an agent, because I've been an agent the same amount of time that I got into wholesaling, which was 2019.
Okay.
I still kind of slow played the wealth side. So I was making good money as an agent and making good money on the investing side through assignment fees and things like that, and flipping here and there.
Okay.
But I took it real slow.
Yeah.
Like I didn't start buying for the portfolios till 2025 at the end. Okay. So like November.
Oh, really?
But we've been picking it up.
Nice.
And I'm experiencing that cycle of having like 5-7 projects on the ground. You're like, is it going to work? Yeah. So I think that is the next transition.
Okay.
But you're talking to the people that do it, whether it's like contract for deed or just standard rentals or flips. I would say the most easy thing to do is to wholesale however many you need to have a profitable month and then reinvest that money into a rental for 5 or 6K. Because if you just do like a standard burr or even just buy something with private money and flip it, you're not coming out of too much out of pocket. So you could just start taking the risk with like 1 at a time or 2 at a time. But even if since you're a tight company, right? It's you.
Yeah.
So say you only need 3 wholesale deals to be profitable, and then you just try one of the other. Now that may seem small when you're trying to compare to people that may be doing 20.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you did 3 closings a month, that's 36 closings a year for wholesale, and say that's average 10K, that's $300,000 minus taxes, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But then you did 1 a month as far as a flip or a rental. So you do 12 deals and 3 of those were long-term holds.
Yeah.
Okay. And you did that for 5 years.
Now
that's 15 homes, 50 flips, and 360 5 times.
Yeah.
And then you are still pursuing boxing. So I kind of adopted the steady grind, which you're already used to that from fitness and that type of discipline. I think that's where the longevity comes. I think sometimes if you try to go too fast in one direction, you may get overstimulated, but you've been killing it so much on the wholesale, you might as well just throw a couple in. If you see one that you could make 20K on, you might, and you've already closed some, you may be like, well, if I can make 20K today, can't I just hold it?
Yeah.
And then just try it.
Yeah.
Just try it.
I've been thinking about it, man. And
mine was FOMO though. A few years ago, we met at a property. We had this guy named Bryson that worked with us. He was awesome. So nice. And me, him, and Kevin met at a house. Tez and Kevin were going to buy it. Didn't work. We were going to buy it as a lease option where we just take over their payments. Kind of like Sub-2. But you don't put it, it's not like nothing changes.
Gotcha.
You're just basically handling it.
Okay.
And I was too scared of the risk. And then we showed up at the property to look, and Bryson was like, I kind of want it. I was like, all right, yeah, I want it. So like, I don't know why I did that, but I did it. And, they're like, okay. So I had that as a rental for 2 years.
Okay.
Just a standard rental. Not making a ton of money on it, but getting experience.
Yeah.
So when she first moved out, I did some updates to it.
Yeah.
Got a tenant in there, did 2 years. And then right when they moved out, I was able to get rehab done. It was my first experience, well, second really, of like rehab. I got the rehab done in like 2 weeks because it was just basic stuff. I even did a lot of work. I was in there with peel and stick flooring.
Okay.
Like
laying
it. Because I was just like trying to save money in any way possible, trying to just do one.
Yeah.
And changing light fixtures myself because I'm like, it's not that hard.
Yeah.
But like paint and flooring, we did that. Luckily was able to flip it. So for 2 years I had a rental. I had to pay like $6 or $7 grand in back payments for that lady.
Okay.
So I wasn't really profitable on the rental, but I wasn't losing money. And then when I flipped it, I was able to make like, I think 20,000 on paper, and then whatever cost came out.
For sure.
But that was after 2 years of having it.
Yeah.
So I went through all that and was still able to come out on top in some form.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, when I get some debt paid down and, you know, some stuff that I have as a challenge, I'm going to focus on that. And then 2025, I went on a trip. I usually go to like the UK or something once a year with my wife. We have friends over there. We went, and when I came back, I was like, man, and it's so random, but because I've been talking about it with people for years on like holding, but I just didn't want to.
Yeah.
It was like November, right before my birthday, and I was like, okay, I want to hold. And we had 2 from the previous year that I held.
Okay.
But then from November on, it was like 1 and then 2 and then maybe 1 or 2 and then 1 more and then a flip. And so like I've transitioned into that just recently.
Okay.
And that was because like I didn't feel ready.
Yeah.
But I think it should have been done earlier.
Okay.
So like, yeah, my advice to you, long-winded again, would be just to throw them in the mix now as you have the money.
Okay.
Because if something changes and that money is different, then you're going to have to be more precise with your moves. But right now, while you have a surplus or whatever you can, you have everybody. Absolutely. So whether you need contractors, you know me and everybody else. If you need lenders, you know everybody. So just try one.
Yeah.
One that you can make a good assignment fee on.
Yeah.
And just try flip.
Okay.
And then maybe mix in the rentals there. Because buying a bunch of rentals, if they're just standard rentals, you're not going to make that money back fast.
Yeah.
So if you because you could probably, with what you have, you could buy like 10 or 20 rentals like now.
Yeah.
But you're not going to cash flow, and if stuff goes wrong, you're going to start going the other way. But if you were doing your same wholesale stuff you're doing and then just mixing in a flip.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to hold this one as a rent to own, or I'm going to hold this one as a regular rental.
Okay.
Just throwing them in the mix.
Just saying, yeah. Okay.
But the flip would be the easiest to get your feet wet because you can see rehabbing.
That's what I'm really, that's what I really want to get into. Not get into it for the long term, but I know that it takes experience to get better at anything. And experience the best teacher, but I want to at least try one or shadow one where it's like everybody's not going to give their whole business plan, like their whole. I know
we should just partner on a flip,
bro.
You should just find a deal that looks like a good flip, and then we just do that.
We can do that.
Yeah,
bro.
that's what I mean, that's the easiest way to learn. That's what I did with Kevin. That's what I've done with other people.
Let's do it, bro. I'm definitely down. I actually have a 5 property portfolio coming up. I think I told you this. And I think we can pick one out of there that.
Oh yeah, you did tell me.
Yeah.
We can talk about that.
I think we can pick one.
Well, bro, this was awesome. We went an hour and a half, which is cool with me. Did you have anything else? First, I appreciate your story. I appreciate all of it because being so open and vulnerable is so cool to learn about you. And I feel spoiled almost because even though this is an open platform, I feel like I'm the lucky one because I get to like learn people more in depth. Like, and it's like without knowing much about you. So it's just so cool.
Yeah.
But then invigorating some memories for me, asking me questions, and then also us just getting into talking shop per se for real estate, which will be good for people too.
Absolutely.
So all the way around, I appreciate you, and I look forward to more collaboration.
Man, I appreciate you for having me here, bro.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Get out of here. Thank you.